Welcome to Isaiah's Reviews Podcast. My name is Isaiah. My co-host name is Sam. You can get to all my social site links through my website, isaiahsreviews.com. You can get to Sam's social links through his website, flipframevideos.com. You can also hire Sam because he runs a small video production company, so if you need anything done, weddings, home tours, music videos, and more, just go there. Listen to this podcast on YouTube, Facebook. You can stream it off the website, isaiahsreviews.com, Tumblr, and SoundCloud, and Spreaker. So now let's get this show on the road. Hey guys, welcome to Isaiah's Reviews Podcast. This is like the week before Valentine's Day or whatever. Like it's Wednesday. Valentine's Day is whenever it is this weekend, I think it is. I think that's right, yeah. But anyway, I'm going stag today. It's my fault. I wasn't able to make it a day that we normally do it in for both of us to be there, so I'm here by myself because I had a busy weekend. What did I do over the weekend? It was so freaking busy. Why am I not putting regular content on YouTube, for crying out loud? It's been a little bit. You know, these come out. These are a little bit easier to do and shorter to do than a video. But I actually went to Auburn University for like 3 days, I guess so. Yeah, 3 days, sort of like that. 2 nights, 3 days. I think that's right. And I went there with my wife for a conference, but I thought, hey, man, this is a perfect time to review a product. So I took with me my DJI Osmo, took some photographs too, because I'm like, want to get better at photography, and why not? I had all day. So I went around the campus filming with the DJI Osmo. Everything, I think, turned out okay. You go back and review the footage. Of course, it'll be in the review about the things I should have done, things that I did do that I wish it would have done correctly, and blah, blah, blah. But I've had it, since day one release, but I got it for Christmas, and then it was a malfunctioning one that I received in, which is it was one of the first runs, I think, because it had Wi-Fi issues. But I got it, and the second batch works, and this is the first time I've been able to actually take it out for an all-day thing, and that's the best thing to do. If you have an electronic gadget, try to bring that one thing with you to take and just use all day long. And by the time you're done, if you use it on a semi-regular basis after that, you should be able to remember your mistakes. What sucks is not reviewing the footage. You're putting in 2 days on it or whatever, and then there's something that you made a mistake on. So make sure to try to review some of your footage and learn from your mistakes while you're taking all that time to do things with it. But anyway, it's just lessons learned. I'm spreading the word on that. Please review your stuff before you just assume it's okay. Anyway, we went to Auburn University and did that thing. Come back. Super Bowl, of course, happened, and I had to watch that on Sunday. Sunday would have been the day that we would probably, recorded this thing, and because of my work schedule, sometimes it'll have to be that day. Sometimes it'll be the day before it releases on Wednesday morning, at 6 a.m. But why do I do it at 6 a.m.? Well, because if you go to work or whatever and you want to ride and listen to something, just know hump day, middle of the week, 6 a.m., Isaiah's Reviews Podcast is there to get you to work, I guess. It's just 30 minutes. It's not too bad. Some people's commute is longer, so whatever. But Super Bowl happened. It was what it was. The Broncos defense was like crazy, ridiculous, and stopped Cam Newton, and that's what you had to do. I think he was nervous. He wasn't passing worth anything. I mean, if you would get an award for passing high or passing pathetic, I think he would have definitely won that one. And then on the other hand, if you would have gotten an award for the least amount of passes from a quarterback, Peyton Manning would have gotten that one too, because he's old. I think one of the longest throws he had was kind of floppy, and I was like, what ball is that? A football? What is that? Piece of brown paper blow out onto the field? But anyway, regardless, he won. Excuse me. He's probably going to go out, I would assume, but he's got a great career ahead of him. But at the beginning, you notice they bring out all the old Super Bowl people, and like the oldest first, like Super Bowl I or whatever. I don't know if they're even still alive, but whatever the numbers were and whoever the people were, they come out, and you're like, oh my God. Like, they start off with like the most crippled people that possible because their bodies just deteriorate from being beat, and especially the old ones whenever their safety gear and stuff wasn't up to standard. But make sure to watch Concussion, by the way. That was a pretty eye-opener about how the NFL operates, and I didn't know this, but I think it was April of this year they announced that they were going to start being taxed for the first time. They were actually like this non-profit thing, the NFL was, and it's ridiculous the money that they make and what they pay their, I guess, the commissioner or whoever that would be. Obviously, I don't know that much about NFL. I mainly watch college, but I didn't know there wasn't taxed, and that blew my mind. So Google that, and I think that takes effect. They're going to pay taxes for the first time, or official all-out taxes for the first time this year. I think they paid taxes on ticket sales and things like that, but I don't know. They were like a tax-free thing. It's really weird. Look it up. But anyway, that's what I did this weekend. That's where I'm at right now. So let's just roll into some of the gadgets. That's some gadget news, I guess, right? Why not? I have the Amazon Echo, and we use it quite often in the kitchen, and I think that's probably one of the best places for it if you've got a little bar there that divides the kitchen to your living room or dining room or whatever. It's a good experience to have Amazon Echo, and if you were lucky enough to get it like in the beta phase, when it was like $100, I think it was, maybe they sent me an offer for that, and you had to get put on a list to receive it, but now it's like a couple hundred, I think it is. But anyway, you can now order an Uber from Amazon Echo, which is pretty cool because Amazon Echo has always been updating. I mean, they'll send you constant emails like, hey, you can do this, you can do these. And I wanted to do a review on it, but I'm like, where's the peak? I wanted it to hit its peak because I didn't want to take all day long to set up a video review on YouTube about Amazon Echo. And then, like, the next week, they come up with something that just blows what I said and the effort I put into it out of the water. So I've been waiting on this peak to happen, and it hasn't happened. They're constantly adding more and more things, which is pretty cool, and it makes for a good experience, but they're definitely paving the way on your voice home system setup because you can daisy chain a bunch of Amazon Echoes together, and they can work together. So you can have one in every room if you wanted to, but you can do Uber on the thing now. Apparently, Nintendo was wanting to get into the sleep study market because they had a plan, I think back in 2014, to introduce a sleep tracking device. Well, they've officially canned that project, so they're not going to come out with this awesome sleep helper thingy that Nintendo... Why would they do that anyway? I don't know, but it's called money. I guess they wanted to make it and stretch their legs in a different avenue that maybe no one was into that did games. I don't know, but they're not doing that anymore, so you can just wipe that out of your memory. And another cool thing is Android Wear gets speaker support and new gestures and voice input options. So that market, that ecosystem there is constantly growing, and I think it has to because you've got Samsung Tizen operating system that they're trying. I mean, Samsung just makes me mad. I don't even want to really talk about them so much because they get up to a high level, and how they got there, they're not even going to continue with. So then they're going to take over and do their own operating system. They want to create their own Samsung hub. They want to do away with you using Google Play Store. I mean, they're kind of wanting to do their own thing, like an iPhone thing, and just be Samsung with their own thing. But what got them up to this level, they rode on Google's coattail all the way up and then decided to break away. They would be a great company if it would just accept the fact that they can share technology. They're better. I mean, their screen quality is awesome. Their interface is smoothing out now. It used to be bogged down by so much bloatware that was pathetic, but they've learned from their mistakes and they've smoothed out that experience. And I actually like their skin that they lay over an Android operating system. It just takes them so long to come out with an update. Now, you can root your phone and have it right away, but I get tired of doing that. I did that back in the day, and it just gets old doing that and learning from other people's mistakes on trying to make it compatible with your phone, and it's just a headache. But Huawei, I think I said that right. It's some new phone company, coming up. They're actually going to roll out with Huawei watches in the coming weeks, including the activation of the speaker that is already built into the watch. So that's pretty cool that they're kind of coming up on the cheaper side of town, like a Vizio type phone watch thing company. So they're selling quality stuff really cheap, and then I think they're going to come up and start coming out with these flagship devices here in the next coming years. Which is that you got to start from somewhere. I'm not sure anything about the company. I don't know where they've originated out of, or if they've just stolen technology. The China machine, the government machine, they'll copy anything in a minute and put it out as their own. I don't know if they did that and offered it really, really cheap, and now they're going to come up and maybe be innovative and start coming up with their own stuff. I don't know, or they're just going to ride the coattails off flagships and charge half the price. But that's going to be interesting to keep track of and keep an eye on. All right, here's something that kind of, I guess, threw me for a loop. I don't know why I didn't invest in the company any more than what I have. But iRobot has sold its defense and security business. Now, iRobot is the little vacuum that goes around and around. Well, apparently it was like this defense and security company. It says it has sold its defense and security market. iRobot has sold its DNS assets, that's what I was looking for, to form another company dedicated to all things military. The new company is led by CEO Sean Ballet, I guess I said his last name right, a former Marine officer. So they're probably, I guess, heavily invested. They're probably majority of their money comes from the military, because that's a lucrative business to be into. I didn't know that much about iRobot on that side of town. I knew that the vacuum cleaner thing was going on, so maybe they want to kind of maintain a common household name somewhat. But it looks like they're divided into two businesses, iRobot and then the military side of town. So I thought that was a little interesting thing. And, of course, lo and behold, the struggle for GoPro continues. It falls 10% farther into a hole. I don't know what happened. Was it the Hero 4 Plus or whatever that thing was called? It was like $400 that now they've marked down to $199 as their actual selling price point, which it totally should have been. But they're coming out with a new camera, and they're reducing their the amount of cameras that they offer down to just 3, I think it is. So I think it's the silver and the black, which is the 4K, and then the silver edition one, and then the Hero Plus or whatever that other one was. So those 3, and then the new one that comes out, and that's what they're going to do. They're reducing that down. And they also have a teaser trailer out there for the drone that they're manufacturing. Now apparently they've gone in and edited out reflections of that drone in that video, but apparently it's a pretty cool video to check out. And look that GoPro drone trailer up and watch that commercial for that. But you can't see the drone anywhere. They've gone in there, even the guy's visor reflection, they've blurred out the drone, so they're keeping that thing a secret for right now. But definitely keep an eye out on GoPro and see what they do, because they've made a ton of money. They should be able to come out with something that's really awesome quality, the next one, for a better price. And I think that's what they need to do. I think they need to raise people's eyebrows again and be a little bit more affordable, but not sink themselves too far down to where they can never come out with an awesome product and make money, because they have to make money to keep coming out with cool stuff. And on the iPhone side of town, and this is getting into older news now, but there's 2 things. Apple. iPhone 7 rumored to have a flush camera on its rear, which is a good thing because it's not going to protrude out. But most people have cases anyway that would still cause the camera to be recessed in there, but could have an all-flush rear camera. And it also, there's a new patent by Apple that's going to cover hovering gestures for the iPhone display. So not only are they going to have like that push thing where you can barely push in to see something and push all the way in to go forward with that, they're also going to want to delve into hovering gestures. And that's something that's been in existence for a while. Samsung's tampered with that. I don't know if you remember those commercials about the baby's dad holding stuff and waving his hand in front of it and moving, but I'm sure it's a different thing for a patent to exist for it. But it's interesting to see what they're going to do with that. So I think this kind of sums up the tech world. So let's kind of, I guess, maybe dabble up into some film stuff. Yeah. I'm excited. Now, because it is, what is this? Valentine's Day. Whoops, I'm married, right? Yeah. All right, so it's Valentine's Day. I've ventured through Screen Crush on occasion, right? So they had the 25 most romantic movies of the last 25 years. So let this, be a guide for you fellas or ladies that are wanting a romantic movie for the weekend. Maybe this be some ideas for you, but number 25 is an obvious Titanic. That's a 1997 film, by the way. I didn't know. I'm getting old, I guess. 24, Sleepless in Seattle. That's 93. Jeez, feeling old. I mean, I'm 33, I think, so I remember these things. Reality Bites is number 23. 22, A Single Man. 21 is Up. I like cartoons, by the way. They're awesome. Number 20 is High Fidelity. That's 2000. 19, The 40-Year-Old Virgin. 18, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That's for a specific group. I wouldn't say like you bust that out on everybody, but I like the movie. Number 17, But I'm a Cheerleader. Number 16, Jerry Maguire. That's 1996, by the way. God, I'm getting old. Number 15, Armoire. Yeah, and I don't know what that is. Number 14, In the Mood for Love. That's from 2000. And number 13, Before Sunrise. Those set of films, by the way, are awesome. Now, that's from 95, but I think there's I think there's like 3 of them, and they follow the same couple. So if you've never heard of Before Sunrise, or maybe After Sunset, I don't know what the other ones were off the top of my head, or are, but please do yourself a favor. Put that on your watch list and binge watch them. I mean, if you want, or not in a row. Give you a day in between to make it fun, or to extend it anyway. If you're into movies, Before Sunrise, fantastic. The director's fantastic. I think he did the movie. What was that, Boy, or About a Boy? I don't know, but it's a film that follows this kid's life, and it took like 15 years. I'm talking off my top of my head, but it took this guy like 15 years or something to make this movie because it followed the boy throughout his life up through age. And it's also got some of the cast from Before Sunrise in it. So definitely worth it. And number 13, I love that movie. It's awesome. Number 12, Obvious Child. Number 11, Groundhog Day. That's a good annual classic to delve into and watch. Number 10, Blue is the Warmest Color. That one's not for everyone. I've seen that film, so just know that. Number 9, Moonrise Kingdom. Number 8, Once. Number 7, Blue Valentine. That's a good film. Number 6, Carol. Number 5, The Duke of Burgundy. That's a 2014 film. Number 4 is Her. That's 2013. It's pretty recent. That's a good film. I liked Her. I understood the direction of the filmmaker, and it tells a good story. It ends on a note where you're like, oh crap. Number 3, Lost in Translation. That's from 2003. Number 2, Brokeback Mountain. The Love, 2005, directed by Ang Lee. Number 1, Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. That's a good film. I like that film a lot. So that one's the number 1 one there. So Love is in the weekend on Valentine's Day. And there's your 25 films to watch. I think they kind of nailed that for being a good, diverse options there. Also, in not movie news, but TV news, CBS is going to bring back a Star Trek series. Now, I'm excited about it because that's something I can remember from childhood just existing. It was always some kind of Star Trek series on TV, period. And it's something that I wish I would have dabbled into more, but that was kind of older than I was at the time, I think. I think you've got the Trekkies, and you've got the Star Wars group, and the Star Wars group is bringing in the youth, the kids and stuff like that now, I think. And Star Trek is not dated by any means, but it's like a maturity thing. It's like a different level, sort of existence. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I wish I would have been involved in it more than I was as a child, the whole Star Trek thing, because I think it's awesome that something can last that long and I not know every detail about it. And another beat is, do you remember Jonah Hex movie? Do you remember that mess? Well, Josh Brolin, the actor that played in the movie, hated it. And he repeated himself. He hated it. So that's his explanation of the film. What he thought about it was hated it, and then he hated it. So there you go. He didn't like it. And a cool thing that I'm excited about is Preacher that's coming to AMC. The guy that played in Bad News Bears, the kid that played in The Watchmen as an adult, which I think is a fantastic actor, and he was even in played Freddy in the reboot or whatever. But Jackie Earle Haley, he's going to be a bad guy in the series Preacher. So that's something cool to look forward to because I think he's a good character actor, and I think he would nail any role that they put him into. But I'm excited. I like The Watchmen, too. Not a lot of people like The Watchmen at all, but if I had to rank, like, top, I guess it would be superhero films. I think that would be definitely in my top list, The Watchmen. So make sure to go check that out if you've never seen it and you don't mind a blue penis. And another little thing that I come across is there's beat on the street. There's word in a bird. Does that make sense? I think because doves deliver stuff. But anyway, Assassin's Creed is going to be like The Matrix. It's kind of being compared to that freaky Matrix style. So I'm very interested in that. I'm not good at keeping up with the Assassin's Creed franchise. Now, I did in the very beginning. I played the first. And I think it was the first one, or the second. First or second, I think it was the first. It doesn't matter. But that would be freaking awesome if they could give like new life, a rebirth into that style of filming to where it's not like a complete ripoff. I don't want to go to it and watch it and go, I just watched The Matrix. But I'm thinking that style, like, that would be awesome for that. That'd be perfect. And another good news note is, does anybody watch Daredevil on Netflix? Because if you don't, what is your problem? Because my wife loves it and I love it. I'm a big fan of Daredevil. I love Daredevil, as a matter of fact. I have some of the original comics where he's got a yellow suit on. Now, that exists if you don't know that. If you're not well-diversed in that world. But anyway, the costume is the only thing I'm having issues in the series. The series is a beautiful, beautiful thing, by the way. Season 2. March 18th, I think it is, of this year. But the Daredevil's Netflix costume was almost like an exact look of the comic. And why they didn't go with it. Like, if you look, you can look online and see, like, I guess some of the concept art for the, because I don't want to spoil it, but you see, all right, let me see here. How can I not spoil anything? But you finally see the actual Daredevil suit at the end of the first season. I don't think I spoiled anything by that. But you can see some of their concept art if you search around for it. Now, there's 3 pics available, and one of them looks beautiful. I mean, it looks better than the comic book to me, but still follows the guidelines of the red suit. The horns look perfect. Everything about it looks perfect, and it still looks kind of futuristic, future-esque look. And why they decided to go with the version that they have now, I don't know. But if I saw these 3 photos and I was like, yeah, we're going with that one, to me that's an obvious. But I still love the show. I just hope that he, maybe by the end of season 2, will migrate into that suit. And maybe the fans can help with that. Maybe they can push back and go, please adopt that suit because it's freaking awesome. All right, so moving into what is opening at the theater this week. And really, there's only one movie that's opening, right? It's Deadpool. Opens this Friday. Look up the critic reviews if you want, if you're into that sort of thing, or if you just want to be surprised. But I'm almost guaranteeing you, I don't know because I haven't seen it. And I'm going out on a limb by saying it's going to be awesome. It's going to be exactly what you've been looking for in an adult superhero film. And ballsy. I'm getting all this stuff from critics that I trust, that I've agreed with on past movies, that they're saying that this is like the perfect thing in existence. So Deadpool, Friday. So go, please, and watch that. I'm going Sunday. I'll do a video review on it on YouTube. So if you want to hear my take and you want to go the second weekend it's out, I'll have that up Sunday night because I'm going to go see that Sunday morning. Yeah, so that's what's opening this week. But if you're not into that or whatever's wrong with you, How to Be Single also opens. Zoolander number 2 opens as well, which I honestly don't know if that'll do that great, but, you know, who knows. And then Where to Invade next. It's like Michael Moore crap, but and then that comes out. Providence also. So I guess keep that on your list if you're going out. But if you're not into what's coming out this week, there's also Kung Fu Panda 3, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies is also there. The Choice, Hail Caesar, The Revenant, which is awesome, by the way. I've watched that. Dirty Grandpa, The Finest Hours, Ride Along 2 is there. The Boy, The Fifth Wave, which I heard was a mess. Star Wars is still there and available. 50 Shades of Black, 13 Hours. And, yeah, so that's your options. I want to go ahead, because I'm seeing it right here, and I've seen it. So, the stay away from and not to watch, because I just wasn't into it. It didn't do anything for me, but it did it for a lot of people, and that's the movie Joy with Christopher Lawrence. It just didn't do anything for me. I didn't like it at all. So that's my stay away from vote. If you're wondering what is on the top of the weekend movie charts, well, number 1 is Kung Fu Panda 3. Number 2 is Hail Caesar. Number 3 is Star Wars The Force Awakens. So all-time worldwide list, though. Number 1 is still Avatar. Number 2 is Titanic. Number 3 is Star Wars The Force Awakens. 4, Jurassic World. And number 5 is The Avengers. So, yeah. So there it is. And the movie that I recommend for the week, what I want to do is try to recommend a Netflix or Amazon Demand movie, because most of us have Amazon Prime by now, and of course we all have Netflix, it seems like. So the film I recommend is from Netflix, and it's Beast of No Nation. I did a little review. I like to do these little cheesy cam in my truck reviews, just on the fly reviews about something that I've watched the night before or a few hours ago or whatever. But Beast of No Nation really resonated with me, and it hit pretty good. It didn't hit close to home, but it didn't, and that's what made it pretty good, is you get a glimpse into how a part of the world operates. And an awesome job, awesome cast, awesome everything. I loved everything about the film. So Beast of No Nation is definitely very, very underrated. All right, so that kind of wraps up this week's Isaiah's Reviews podcast. Thanks for listening to me ramble a lot. I've got 2 minutes left, and I want to tell you about what I got coming up. Hopefully I'll have a LED lamp review out, which I was supposed to come out with last week, so the manufacturer. I get an email, I think, like once every other day or something about that. But, you know, hey, I'm sorry. I got to go places to do things. It takes like, you know, a half a day to do a product review, at least, if not a little bit more than that. And also I have that DJI Osmo review coming out. That'll be at the first of next week. Monday is the plan for that. I'm hoping to God, have by the end of this week the lamp. And then I've got a ton of products sitting right here that I have to use and then review. So I've got plenty of stuff to last me a few months on the product side. Maybe come out with one a week would be nice to be able to do that. But anyway, this content here is to have regular content for all my social stuff, all my social sites, you know, YouTube especially, because that's the bread and butter. So that it's there. It's regular content for that. And then it's regular content to places that I haven't been before, like Tumblr and some of those other sites, SoundCloud, I think. Some of those other places too, you know, because this podcast goes everywhere. So, and it's also my Facebook, Twitter, the website, Isaiah'sReviews.com, which I've slacked off on for the weekend because I've been gone. I'm supposed to put a daily product on there every day at noon. What a loser am I? But that's going to happen starting tomorrow. I'll start that. I'll be in a mad dash search tonight for products to add to that. Custom products, maybe. I don't know. But thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Peace out.